like, Gene, you bastard. What do I say? What do I say every single year could be the best present you could get me? And I'm like, I would watch Breaking Bad. He's like, yeah, we're watching the first episode. And he puts it on. Like, he held Miriam and I at gunpoint, and like, you guys are gonna watch it. And then Miriam fell asleep like immediately because Miriam cannot stay awake. But I watched it and I was like, yeah, like, this is a very solid pilot. This is fun. Dan's like, literally every 10 minutes, Dan would be like, greatest show of all time. Just like super drunk watching it. Great. And then Skylar, he's like, God, she's so hot.
This actually sounds, yes, she is. Also, this sounds more like me trying to like convince my roommate to watch Dexter and On The Sopranos and failing both times. So I'm very glad that it worked for you, Dan.
Well, yeah. So I mean, Dan was right because like I like TV. I like TV a lot, and like it's a strong pilot. And I'm like, yeah, like I want to watch it. I just haven't had time. And then I'm like, oh fucking, I gotta know how. Now I gotta know what happened. So I spent all the weekend watching all of season 1, and I am a little over halfway through season 2.
Wow, that's impressive.
So,
but yeah,
I mean, my free time, I'm just watching. I put a pin in Fallout New Vegas because I love Fallout, and New Vegas is the set in a season 2. So I dusted off the old Xbox One and paid $20 for Fallout New Vegas, and it's incredible as always. And then I gotta put a pin in that because Dan's like, watch Breaking Bad. I'm not. Yeah, it's really good. Bryan Cranston is very fucking good. It's, I love his like the voice shift that he does when he's like Heisenberg versus just like Walter White at home. Like he makes his voice like more menacing and like deeper, and I'm like, it's such an, and like his reactions, like it's
he starts getting more confident as the season.
He does.
You experienced? Yeah, I don't want to spoil anything for you.
Wait, what happened?
What iconic lines have you experienced yet? I don't wish to spoil anything.
I don't know. I know more of like not so many lines, but like I just know like memes and images that I'm like, oh, that's what this show like one that was spoiled for me. It's like, is it Gus? That's his name. Fucking he like blows himself up in like a room. Like I've seen that as a meme. Like people will be like, this is gonna be me. Like if I was in a room with this person in real life. Like I've seen a lot of it's been memed. You know, there's this one I see. It's like him like in the road, and he's like. He has like a horrified face, and people will use it as like a reaction face to like something going wrong in their life, and it's like the camera's like panning all like, oh, and he's just like I've seen a lot of that, you know. I haven't reached the Jesse, what the fuck are you talking about? Like that's one that I see as a meme all the time, and I'm like, what is the context for this? One thing that I didn't know, because I've avoided a lot of spoilers for the show somehow, but I knew they were like partners, right? And I knew he was like a teacher, and I think I may have known that Jesse is like a former student of his. I think I may have thought he was a current student, but either way, I knew he was like a student in some capacity, right? And I knew they were partners. I did not ever realize or ever knew that like it's not a good relationship. Like I genuinely thought they were like, thought like they were like friends, and I'm watching. I was like, oh no, Jesse. And I knew nothing of Jesse's character, only that like it's Aaron, you know, that it's like it's the voice of Todd. So I just hear Todd's voice, and it's so funny to me. And I knew nothing of Jesse's character, so he's kind of a fucking idiot. I didn't know that.
It's funny that you're doing this backwards because, like, you know, Breaking Bad came out before and finished before Horseman aired. So like most people are like, oh, Todd is just kind of like dumber Jesse in a way.
He's a version of Jesse Pinkman,
yeah. And so you're like seeing it like backwards. It's like really funny.
Yeah. And then I didn't know that like I love Jesse's like outfits. They're so good. He's just like with these baggy mid 2000s white boy, but he's like a drug addict. He's always in like a hoodie, even though they're in the fucking desert.
The memes are always like most of the show is Walt just going, Jesse, and then it's just Jesse going, Mr. White, I don't know, Mr. White, what are we gonna do, Mr. White? Like that's like the whole show.
But yeah, no, he's very
like that's like every line.
But Aaron Paul is very good. I just started. I didn't know the episode is just called Better Call Saul. Like I had no idea that was the name of the episode that they introduced Saul Goodman.
Oh, you got to the first Saul episode.
Yeah, it literally starts off with Badger getting arrested by DJ Qualls of all people, which is really funny to me.
Oh, you saw the episode where he got arrested.
Not there. I watched the whole. I started and I was tired last night, so I was like, I watched them get arrested, and then you get that scene of Jane and Jesse like when they wake up, and then like I was like, I'm tired, man. I have to go to bed.
Oh,
I was like, going in the morning.
That cold open is so good.
What?
Okay, so you know about Badger. Does that mean that you know that this show is like the origins for Jay? Do you know who I'm talking about, Jay?
Wait, what? I don't. Okay, wait. So Badger to me so far is just like in season 1, he's just like Jesse's friend that he meets him and he's like spinning the signs that's right. And then Jesse recruits him in season 2 along with Skinny Pete and the other guy to like be his drug dealers. And then so far Badger's one notable thing is like he gets arrested and then
do you know about Todd? Do you know what I mean when I in the show, not Todd Chavez?
No, I'm not there. I don't think I'm there yet.
Yeah, don't tell him. Don't tell him.
Yeah, I'm not there yet. Yeah, no. Okay. Yeah, no. Yeah, no. Badger's literally insignificant. He's kind of just this like dumb friend who's like the one who's like always at risk of like I'm gonna smoke the product, and Jesse's like, no, dude, you have to sell the shit instead of smoking it. And then like he's very prominently on a bench that's just Saul Goodman, like very prominently.
He's teased Saul.
No, yeah, because then after he's arrested, when you see when Jesse's waking up with Jane, like that's the commercial playing, like the Saul Goodman, like I'm Saul Goodman and I believe you have rights, and like I didn't realize that the episode was just called Better Call Saul. Yeah. And then they were like, that's a good name for a show.
And you will see eventually, we're gonna get on topic in a second, but you will see when you if you ever start Better Call Saul.
No, I do. I'm gonna have to watch it. I love Bob Odenkirk. He's great.
The whole inception for Better Call Saul, essentially, not the entire thing, but there is one throwaway line that they say when he first meets Jesse and Walt. That was literally, they say in the show, it was a throwaway line, and that turned into a whole part of Better Call Saul. It really is like one of those like, you fought in the Clone Wars moments, like, and then like it is like one of those, and they said like that was literally a throwaway line of this thing that turned out to be a whole. Anyway,
the only thing I do know about Better Call Saul is to my understanding, like he's Jimmy, and the show's showing you how he becomes like Saul Goodman, right?
Yeah,
what I know the marketing was that. So I think the marketing was like, oh, like this is. We're gonna grab you by saying, hey, like this is how this guy became Saul Goodman. Watch our show. So it starts off before Breaking Bad too, right? It's like a prequel, but then it catches up to Breaking Bad.
It's a prequel, but it's also there's a framing device to show what happens after to Saul.
I know the framing device. I think it's like the first shot he's like in prison, and I know it's showing like how he ends up there or something like that.
Not quite. Okay, you'll see, but it's brilliant. Anyway, we got to get on track because we'll do a whole episode on Breaking Bad. So
Dan's gonna do a Breaking Bad rewatch podcast.
Yeah, that's what it's gonna turn
Breaking
into.
Dan.
So we rose Bryant on because she was doing Breaking Bad around recently for the first time too.
We're doing Breaking Dan, okay?
Breaking Dan.
You guys have Twitter. Slide into her damn DMs. I don't care.
You're the titular Dan Ivy, shouldn't you?
I don't know. Anyway, Gene, introduce your damn movie, sir.
Oh yeah.
Tell us about it.
Remington Blindside did okay. So today's episode is not about Breaking Bad, but we watched a movie called Yee Yee, or it's technically a 1 and a 2, right? That's what it translates to. It was a very long movie. I did not realize it was 3 hours when I picked it. I'm sorry for that. Okay, it is I gotta pull up Wikipedia because I know, is it 2001? It's directed by Edward Yang. I know that much. It is a movie set in Taipei, right? In Taiwan.
Yes. Taiwan for sure. Probably Taipei then.
I think it's in Taipei. I'm pretty sure it's in the city of Taipei. I'm very certain. I'm just gonna. My computer is like sounds like a fucking airplane right now. So yep, there's Maya right on cue every time. Yes.
Hi, Maya.
You're what out? Oh, your wax. Oh, she cleaned your ears? That's good. Okay, that's good. You have to go back upstairs. You have to go to bed. Every time. Uh, okay. It is a 2000 Taiwanese drama film written and directed by Edward Yang. It follows the Jia, right? Is it Jiang family?
Sure, let's go with that.
Yeah, you're following the father NJ, the mother not so much, not very long Min Min, the older daughter Ting Ting, the young son Yang Yang, and then you also follow a bit the brother-in-law, the sibling to the mother Ming Ming, Adi, and you follow a little bit the neighbor, like the neighbor Lily, who's a friend of the daughter's. Her story is important. And yeah, so the movie basically, you're just seeing kind of like they each have a thing going on in their life, right? And and the movie, it's kind of explains why the movie's so fucking long. And one of the I guess the driving impetus is the grandmother. She falls into she has a stroke, right? And falls into a coma. That's kind of what sets off the movie for everybody. And that's the premise. Let's dive into it. Initial thoughts, Dan?
What'd you think of it? Ooh. Did I lose you guys?
Score until the end. I really loved it. It took a bit for me, admittedly, to get into okay, like what's going on here. I was immediately. I love '90s. I love the '90s, like the aesthetic, everything about it. I love '90s movies, and this being set very much in the '90s by Remington described the effective use of the Phantom Menace marketing. Very much, you're like that movie set in 1999, or at least I don't know if it came out in '99 overseas, but at least in the U.S., right?
It was filmed in '99 and then was released in 2000.
Are you sure? I thought it was released in '99. I don't remember. You would anyway. But yeah, so like immediately I was hooked into that. Right, I just love the look of '90s movies. It's like I have like melancholy for that era. Like I think I just love everything about it. I love the way it looks. I love the cars. Everything's analog, and you're in like that. You're still in like that analog with digital, but like that mix of digital in a little bit. There's no cell phones, so you have to use like you have that pager. So that's what drew me in first. And then it took a little bit for me to understand. Okay, like what's going on here? Because there's quite a bit of characters too, and the way the characters are introduced, like you have to pay attention, right? And one of the first things I noticed too is not everything is subtitled. Like a lot of times, like there's like a shot, like a scene will start, and there's like conversation going on, but there's no subtitles for you as like the American audience, like you know. And I was like, oh, this is very. That was an interesting choice. But I was really taken by it. I was really hooked in, like halfway through the movie, which is saying a lot. 'Cause it's a 3 hour movie, but once it got the ball rolling, I was captivated, and I ultimately really, really am glad I was along for the ride.
Nice.
Dan?
Yeah. So I never heard of this movie before. I wasn't familiar with it or this director, frankly. But I trust when Remington, and I was looking on Letterboxd that everyone was saying that it's a very critically acclaimed film, and this guy is very critically acclaimed. So yeah, I will admit, when I went to go put it on and I watched it, I think about 2 weeks ago now, I was a little intimidated by the 3 hour runtime, which usually I don't mind, but only because I feel like I've watched so many 2+ hour movies lately, and a lot of them that just didn't jive with me. I kept thinking to myself, oh man, I don't know if I'm going to be ready. Like another 3 hour movie. And yeah, like kind of similar to what you were saying, Gene. The movie starts and I'm thinking, oh boy, is this like just not going to be my thing? There's a lot of characters. I kind of understood like, okay, this is just going to be some big drama. And I would like to think, I would like to think that typically I am someone that is not afraid to go against the grain if my gut just tells me I'm not jiving with this movie, it just because everyone's saying it's like one of the best of the 21st century or whatever doesn't mean that it's going to necessarily jive with me. But I have to admit, when we got kind of past the hour mark and everything was settled in with all the players on the chessboard, of the family, I got locked into this movie, and I think so much of that has to do with Edward Yang's directing and his style and his shot compositions. Just completely sucked me in to the world. And yeah, the movie just flew by after that. Once I got settled in. So yeah, I think it's a very heartbreaking and a very dense movie with a lot of stuff going on. And especially when I kind of understood all the players of the different characters of the family and what the dynamics were, I think it was incredibly effective. And I'm a sucker for a movie about life that is just kind of sad, bittersweet, and that just a movie exploring that life can just sometimes be really shitty, and that's okay. Like, it comforts me like a warm blanket for some weird reason. And so yeah, I ended up absolutely loving this. I thought it was fucking amazing, and I can absolutely see why. I believe this was on the New York Times list recently of like top 50 or 100 films of the 21st century. So I see it. So yeah, I thought it was amazing, borderline a masterpiece maybe. So yeah, really, really great.
Yeah. So yeah, no, I had the good fortune of seeing this before Gene had formally picked it. Ooh,
Who was
yeah,
that?
yeah.
You in the background? That was weird.
Not too long before, literally like a week before
Yeah.
Gene had picked it. So I actually did not watch it again for this. I was just like, it's close enough, you know.
That's fine.
So yeah, but no, I liked it. I had pursued watching it because I had wanted to. I was challenging myself, and I was trying to make sure that before 2025 had ended, that I had managed to secure having seen a majority of the Letterbox 250. And Yee Yee was, I don't remember why I specifically picked Yee Yee as one of the films to help me achieve that, but Yee Yee was one of the films that I picked to help me achieve that. And so yeah, it's considered one of the best films of the 21st century. I believe it is, like, if not top 10, definitely top like 15 on the Letterbox 250. Highly, highly rated. It is Edward Yang's last movie, the last movie he made before he died. And yeah, I really liked it. I was very moved by this intimate portrait about a family experiencing like loss and grief. I was tickled by like the obvious metaphor for like becoming a filmmaker and what it means to be interested in becoming a filmmaker. I was taken by like how like gorgeous the film was. I found myself like very engaged with the subplot with the granddaughter, um, because it was just like I was just like very mad on her behalf that people were treating her. So I was like
Mhm.
very compelled by that. I was very compelled by like the child, and I was very yeah, just like a lot of really great characters in this throughout. And you would think normally in a large ensemble like this, like some it might be a bit uneven sometimes. So not all characters in an ensemble are created equally, but no, this is really great characters.
Yeah.
You know, all the kids, the dad, the brother-in-law, the shady brother-in-law, um, the why am I forgetting like all of their drama, like the love triangle that's it's like very um very engaging. So no, I do like this movie a lot, and I was pleased to see that Gene picked it. If not for anything else, then it gave me a month off, I guess you could say. But
This fucking guy.
but yeah, no, it was good. I liked it.
Yeah, I like to go on. Do you guys ever just like go on like Letterboxd and see like what people like just like you go to the reviews and read other people's reviews, right?
Oh yeah.
It's really fun for like horrible movies because like, people are just making great jokes. Um, but for this one, I was like, people are like putting like legit reviews, and somebody had said that I guess Edward Yang once said that his original plan, like when he first started to write it, he wanted to write about like someone's life from like beginning to end, apparently. And that ended up coming out in this movie as like we're just gonna have people at different points in their life, right? Yang Yang is the beginning of life, right? And the grandmother is the end of life, and then the stuff in between, right? I thought that was very interesting, and I think it works out really well where each character has like their own thing going on, right? They're all really like, and I thought that was really fun. Like all the Yang, like every character is like given their own like different movie, right? Because that's what life is, right? Yang goes to school and like, because he's a kid, right? So he's probably is upset about his grandmother, but like he's a kid, and he has this whole thing in the end, sure, but like his more pressing things are like I'm being bullied by this girl, and also like his teacher who just has it out for him. like like this teacher's op is a 6-year-old.
Yeah, fuck that guy. I was so pissed in those scenes.
But you know what I mean? Like he's got his own things going. He's got just regular like little kid things. You're a little kid. You go to school and like you get bullied, but sometimes you have a bully. Sometimes you have a dick teacher.
On teacher's head, normal things. You sneak out of school to
exactly
go film.
So I thought that was like, and then like the father's whole thing, NJ's whole thing is like my lost love, I guess, has resurfaced, and like Yang Yang, that's not Yang Yang's story. So I found it really interesting, and again, this like it's like Dan said, it takes a bit to settle, right? 'Cause you have to introduce everyone's plot, right? And it takes a while to introduce that because even the ancillary characters, like it all, like like the neighbor Lily and Fatty, that's their boyfriend's name is Fatty. Like you have to introduce all that and then explain a little bit what's going on there, and that ties into the sister story, and so it takes a bit to get going, but it's all important, right? There's no wasted shot in a lot of ways, which is very very incredible for a 3-hour movie, right? Like at times, like and we haven't talked about fucking Ota, who's incredible, the Japanese business guy.
Oh yeah, but I loved all of those scenes with
he was so good. So like that's what really struck me about this movie. Like it's everyone's having their own thing, and like the more I think about it too, it's like the family's only really together in the household, right? And in the very end, the very beginning, for these big life event settings, right? And again, it just bears weight. Like no, they're together at the household, but when you leave, like I mean, and that rings true for like like me, I guess. I'm my own family, right? I go to work. I have my day. Miriam has her day. Maya has her day, right? Maya's day is just playing and stuff. But like, like we all have our own things going on, right? Same with you and Dan. Like you have your, Jason. Like Jason's day. Like we each have our lives, and you come back together in the home, and it's like we're existing together for this brief moment, but then we're gonna go off and do our own thing again for 8-9 hours, right?
Right.
We all have our own things going on. I mean, like
everyone's living their own movie.
We're all living our own life. We all have our own things. Like Miriam has her work stuff, and actually, I gotta talk about that later. It's such a beautiful depiction of like, yeah, this is just life. Like life is what you gotta fluff up a little bit for movies, but like I think it's done so well. It doesn't feel like anything's wasted.
Yeah, I would say I think so much of what helps this, because I feel like even with this same script, there can be such a lesser version of this movie because not to beat this drum again, but one of the things I value so much in movies that I talk about all the time is the locations. And I think not only is this, but this is also a family that is in this big city that is existing in this very dense populated area. So I was like amazed just watching parts of just how much of this Edward Yang is getting like these very naturalistic shots of seeming like just the city, and right just to get a wide shot of someone walking, or when they go to a full bar, like it just feels like a very lived in city that they're they're just ants occupying space in. Like the compositions in this movie are so good, where it feels like you're getting a lot of wide shots where you're just seeing the characters at a distance, where you're seeing the bigger picture and the grander world existing around them, that is going on around them. So I think it's very important, like, that the city is part of this story. Even like when, for examples, like when they go to a coffee shop, like they're filming it from outside the window, a lot of that kind of technique.
There's a lot of those shots too.
Yeah, a lot of the mirrors and stuff. Or I keep thinking back to when NJ is when he goes to Japan with the girl and they're in that little garden or that park, just talking and stuff. And then they go down the steps at the end of the scene, and the camera is so pulled back from the top of the steps, and you're just really taking in that environment. So it's such a good tool. I can't stress enough, or at least for me, when watching movies, when the environment is so considered, where it really helps me immerse into the movie. And especially for a movie where I don't think I've ever seen a movie that takes place in Taiwan before. So so much of that I can't. And just to also mention, I was so obsessed with their little apartment. I'm so obsessed with Eastern ways of living, and like Asian ways of living, like where they have this whole big family that lives in just this, high density housing apartment complex, and their apartment looks so lived in, and it's so tiny, but they all have their own little spaces. So I was just, it in a lesser director, lesser filmmaking, lesser production design, this movie would face plant, even no matter how strong that script is. So I can't stress enough. I think so much of this movie works when you have the location of this Taiwan city on display as well as it is. So yeah, sorry, that was a long word.
No. Speaking of the setting, Remington, you may have noticed this probably. There's a lot of like, and I don't know how intentional this was, but to me, it was like there's a lot of consumerism, like a lot of like American influence because it's Taiwan. You know what I mean, Remington? Like there's Coca-Cola all over the place. They're talking about business and like that has to be some part of like intentional, right? Dan, you might need, I don't know, do you know the context of like Taiwan and like all that stuff? Like who they are and why they're there.
During this time,
I believe in one China. That's what I will say.
Because this is post Kuomintang, right? Kuomintang.
I don't know. I know nothing about this.
When did the Kuomintang fall apart? Was that 80? No.
I mean, Taiwan is like administratively, despite what the Chinese say, it is administratively independent.
No, it is.
Xi Jinping do not block this show in China. I'm
saying, were they still okay? Yeah, so martial law ended in 1987. So this would be like only like 10 or so years after that, where they're now able to kind of, not have martial law.
Yes, but what's happening here is that there is a dialogue. It's not like the forefront of the film, but there is a dialogue here about like changes in Taiwan, changes that are mirrored across East Asia, as East Asia in the 90s is increasingly emerging as like a major center in the global economy. Mm-hmm. And with that comes not only them exporting their own cultural influence on the West, but also like an importing of like, Western goods, Western capitalism, Western culture. And so like there's this interchange between like, so like the grandmother dying, who is the older person, the matriarch of the family, that is profoundly shaking to them. And what do these characters do? Well, the mom feels that she needs to go on her traditional spiritual journey, right? She retreats to, I think it's a Buddhist monastery, I want to say.
Yeah, like in the mountains, yeah.
And so like traditional like Chinese spiritualism, I guess you could say. Whereas the kids, they live in a thoroughly like very modern culture. They go to movies, they go to restaurants, they're
drinking Coca-Cola.
So there's like a lot of like product placement in that respect. Like in my Letterboxd review, I was joking about like the Phantom Menace.
You're watching the Phantom Menace.
It's blinking you miss it. It's not like it's a big deal in the movie. It's just a poster in the background. But like, it's still like funny to see for me. I was like, yep, it was 1999, wasn't it?
You could get a Pepsi with Darth Maul on it.
Exactly. But yeah, no, that's definitely like in the backdrop of the movie.
Yeah.
For sure.
No, yeah. I mean, yeah, NJ is like a businessman, and like, they're dealing with like Japan, which at that point you said it's emerging as a global power in the business world.
Now this is like right around the time that like the Asian financial crisis is happening, so like that is a little bit getting disrupted. But even still, like the backdrop of this is that Japan was seen as like this economic cultural powerhouse of like that decade. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So absolutely like big element to the movie.
Yeah. And I took all the products as like kind of like a commentary, but like on like the American influence now on Taiwan, especially because you gotta be like, hey, show China how good capitalism is, like it's and I just found that very like interesting as like it exists in the background, right? Because it's all encompassing, but you just exist in it, and like you said, there's that generational shift, right? It's like there's that like when Yang Yang, like there's that scene, he has like, it's so cute, he has like a little flag on his backpack. It was so cute. I love his like 90s outfits. His outfits were like such peak 90s. I loved it. Okay, yeah, I was. What's up?
Correct me if I'm wrong. Didn't he have was it Yu-Gi-Oh cards?
Oh, did he?
He had a Pokemon backpack or something.
In his room, he has like a Pokemon backpack, and then there's like an Astro Boy, and he has like a poster of what's the poster he had, Dan? Do you remember?
I remember it was something, yeah, but it was like peak. It was peak 90s. Oh, it was so good.
Yeah, like his room is very much like, oh yeah, this is a little kid's room in the 90s. Like this is so fun. Yeah. I mean, I don't know if you noticed, like the dad drives a BMW. Like, that's still like that's a luxury vehicle.
Well, yeah, let's get into like the NJ, the dad storyline. He's essentially, for lack of a better, like he's kind of the main character if we had to pick one, right? Yeah, like you guys were saying, I think we're kind of following each member of the family kind of represents like a different stage in their life, and just kind of having the grandmother as that shakeup of causing everyone in the family mostly to kind of reflect on their lives and where they're at in their lives, and they all represent like those different stages. So I thought it was really interesting. So NJ has like the most going on as the dad, with running into his old fling in the beginning and meeting with her and kind of reflecting on or yeah,
fling, Dan.
No, you're right. But just kind of reflecting on what his life. What was that? They were supposed to get married,
basically. Yeah.
Yeah. And him just kind of reflecting on what his life could have been, and then you also get everything that's going on with him and his job, and kind of reflecting on like, is he happy doing what he's doing, and the run-in he has with Mr. Oda, this Japanese businessman. So do you guys have any like dissection of that storyline? I think it's beautifully told, all this like self-reflection, but what do you guys have any like takes on that?
For me, that storyline hit because, like, if you recall, when they're in, I think, I'm not sure if it's a hotel or just some sort of venue where the wedding is at the beginning of the movie. And first, like, him and the brother-in-law, they like run into, I forget her name, but the high school sweetheart,
Sherry.
And the brother-in-law is like, "Oh, it's good to see you." Like, and he explains that like the impetus of him being like genuinely surprised is that like I believe their 30th high school reunion had been not that long ago, and they like didn't stay there, and they wondered how she was doing. And that hit for me personally because my tenure was like this past year, and so just like this idea of kind of like people from your past reconvening in like the strangest ways in life, and like what that does to you and how that affects you, really stood out to me. Also, just different things in my personal life allowed the moments of when NJ is the dad, right? NJ and
New Jersey.
when they're away in Japan and they're like they're there, or just when they're like together, you know, they're like talking and reminiscing. A lot of that spoke to me personally. Also, just want to say that I really love, because of how messy it is, I really love the subplot with the brother-in-law when he starts the affair. Who's the woman that he starts the affair with?
Oh, like his old girlfriend.
Yes, his old girlfriend.
Yeah,
Yes,
his old girlfriend.
with before getting engaged to the woman that he wound up marrying, because I think he got that woman pregnant, right? And so he was like,
yeah, and it's like and and it's very much like a cultural thing of like you don't do that,
yes.
right?
I loved how messy that whole situation was, and when they had that baby shower and they like all of his friends are friends with the old girlfriend.
The old girlfriend, yeah.
And they're like, why would you invite her? Why would you do that? And they're like, because she's here, she's our friend. Like
and they're even like, they're like, bro, your wife's out of line. Like, why is she being so not cool about this?
Why would your wife not be okay with your ex-girlfriend being here? Like, why would that?
Like, I'm sorry. I mean, in the beginning, like she shows up and she's like crying to the grandmother, like, I'm so sorry, I didn't end up marrying him.
So
like, yeah, like it's yeah, no, he is super messy, and he's like always like in debt.
Yeah, that was
like he constantly is borrowing money from people just from his like bad, terrible financial decisions. But you see his apartment; it's like beautiful. Like I'm like, wait, like did we know he had money?
I don't know.
Yeah, I think with him, it's like money comes easy and it goes easy. So like
easy come, easy go.
You know,
right? Always on the verge of just being destitute.
Yes.
Yeah. Did you like then we have you know, Mr. Oda coming into NJ's life and kind of seemingly being, as he's in this state of reflecting on himself and his job and his past relationship, Mr. Oda, the Japanese businessman, seems to be the guy that comes in and kind of spiritually guides him through or helps him make decisions into what he's going to do with his future and how he's going to change his life going forward, or the decisions he's going to make. What did you make of Mr. Oda? Because I didn't really know what to make of. Is he just meant to be this wise person that NJ kind of, not, I don't want to say aspires to be, or I don't even really know. What do you guys think of that? Like,
well, to me, he's like a contrast to like so NJ's like friend and like associate too. Like they've been friends for a long time. He's very much like he takes on a very much like, yeah, that's business. Like when Oda, when they call him and they're like, hey, like we're going with what is it, Otto, which is Oda like backwards. That was actually really funny, like the imitator. And he was and NJ's like, what do you mean? Like Oda's a nice guy. He's been good to us, and he's just like, dude, that's just business. And then he's very much he's always kind of like, yeah, like he's like, I don't like my job either, man. It's just how life goes. Like and he kind of just like, I took that as he's meant to be a contrast to that in NJ's life, you know? Like you have this man who, what's up?
That's also in keeping with the theme that we had discussed earlier, with this idea of like, okay, so you know, we're in East Asia and also Taiwan. We are hyper modernizing. We are fully integrating into the post Cold War you know, global economy. And so, you know, maybe that means that in business we become even more cutthroat, right? Whereas like traditionally you know, this person that we have great rapport with, that we have exchanged guest right with, you would be more you would tend to go with Mr. Oda, or it wouldn't even this wouldn't even be issues of high finesse, you know what I mean? These wouldn't be high issues of business. So it is also kind of like you know, those two things go hand in hand, I guess, is my point.
Yeah, no, for sure. And like his friend, like he's embraced that, right? But he's also like very much like he's in the business world, but he knows like there's things that I can't do that NJ has to do. Like when they send him to Tokyo, he's like, no, we need to send like a nice looking guy. That's you. Like it's not me, you know? Like and what does he say when they're in the car and they're talking about like what they'll do if like the business goes under? Like what does he say he'll do again? Do you guys remember?
Say something about retirement, maybe, or because this is all he knows, or I forget.
Yeah, and exactly. That's meant to show you like that's all he knows. Like, and you know he very much like again he alludes just not really liking this. At the very end, he kind of talks about. He's like, yeah, he's like, I don't love my life either, man. Like, it's not just you. Like,
what is it that there's something that Mr. Oda says to NJ when they're at the end of that scene when they're at their first dinner together. He says something, I forget exactly, but he's like, oh, we get out of bed, we do this, and he just says, why? Like, I don't know, the smile on his face. I forget exactly. Like, I guess I'm just trying to get to the bottom of like, what exact influence does Mr. Oda have on NJ? Is it just that he was this friendly face that seems to be genuinely in tune with his own emotions? Or is there something that like, that Mr. Oda, NJ meeting Mr. Oda, like, does that influence his decision to not work anymore? Like, what? I don't know. I like genuinely, I'm asking. I don't know. Like, or is it just that he's like a nice guy and he shows him warmth?
If we're viewing the film like how Gene was saying earlier through the lens of like these are phases of life also, so like the adult characters, like the middle-aged characters, a lot of their story is about like, I thought my life was going to be one thing and it turned out to be another thing, and I have feelings about that. Part of how that plays with Mr. Oda, well, sorry, with NJ, is that if you remember, that company was started by NJ and his friends. And so his part of his journey there is realizing this is not really what I wanted to do with my life, and I don't really like the way that we do things. And so part of talking with Mr. Oda is helping him realize like what is important to him, you know, and realizing that he has these regrets and like what he can maybe do going forward with the rest of his life, essentially.
Right. It's
Dan, because he also well, no, Dan, just to add on to that, like, because he even says, like, I was actually very struck by when he explains to Sherry, like, he's like, I didn't want to be an engineer. You and your mom really pushed me to do that. So he's like, you guys, he's like, but you didn't consider like what I wanted to do. And because like, you know, for a while you don't know, like all you hear Sherry say like, I waited for you, but you don't know why, right? And then you find out like, well, dude, like you pushed him to this, but that's still what he ended up doing anyway. You know, even though he abandons Sherry, he still does what she wanted him to do. He still did what like he felt like was like kind of like he still felt he kind of did what like someone else asked him to do,
what he
right?
was supposed to do.
Yeah, right. And so I found the quote. Mr. Oda says, why are we afraid of the first time? Every day in life is a first time. Every morning is new. We never live the same day twice. We're never afraid of getting up every morning. Why? And I took that as like Oda's kind of giving a perspective of like, yeah, like shit, like it, you know, things are scary and like, but you're always doing something new anyway. So why you shouldn't be afraid of doing something new regardless, because you're always doing it anyway.
Right.
And, you know, Oda sees that he's not really happy where he's at in life. And I think you see that too with like, is it Mr. Huang? Like, who is it? He's like a boss or some like rich financial, some rich dude. Like you see him in that one scene and he's like at the pool with like all these women and he's like, you see him from far away too. I think that's
someone
meant to
that
show
they're
you
doing a deal with. Yeah.
He has like a hollow life, right?
Right.
They even explain he only cares about Ado because she's got like huge breasts. So it's like it's a hollow life, you know?
Yeah. No, I think you're right. I think right. It's not necessarily that NJ meets Mr. Oda and that he is like this figure that NJ aspires to be more like him. It's that Mr. Oda, like NJ, is just another cog in this business machine. And Mr. Oda's the only one with the wherewithal and self-awareness to say, why are we cogs in this machine? He's the only one that gets NJ to question that like he does, you know. So I think
he's genuine. I think NJ is like wants to be that genuine too. And JC's like, oh, here's a man who's also like me, but like he seems to have some kind of purpose, some kind of fulfillment, some kind of like he's genuine about it. I'm not genuine.
Right. Yeah.
And you know that strikes him, you know, and then mix in like your old lover showing up, like got a recipe for a movie, I guess.
Well, he makes the decision to leave the company or not return to work. Sounds like he was planning. I guess the implication is that he was going to retire at the end.
Dan, he was quiet quitting, actually.
Yeah, Dan, we quiet quit. That's what we call it.
Oh, okay.
He just stays home. They're like, you can't just stay home, dude.
Yeah. So he makes the decision to do that, but he doesn't make the decision to just pack up and start over again with Sherry. So why do you think he didn't choose to, you know, go with Sherry? Like, he made that one decision, but he rejected the other.
Yeah, you watch BoJack Horseman?
Yes. Watch the whole thing.
It's like when he always fantasizes about this future he would have had with like the deer girl.
Right.
And then like she tells him, she's like, no, sometimes you're just like, I'm just someone you knew in your 20s. Like we had a brief, like I'm just a brief moment in your life. And just because you've had this whole fantasy of what we could have been, like that's not what would have happened. How do you know that? Like I'm just someone you knew in your 20s briefly. That's kind of I took it as well. Like it's like,
yeah,
that doesn't mean that you guys were some kind of happily after. Like no, and like he says to his wife, like he had a chance to relive his youth, and he's like, oh yeah, like that was my youth. Like that's gone now. I think about that a lot too. Like my own personal life, like where I was like literally 10 years ago when I first moved to Kingston versus where I am now. Like it's to me, it's like yeah, like things happen, man. That's life. Like you just have these brief people coming in and out of your life all the time.
Right. And I think that's what makes it kind of bittersweet. I mean, morally aside, like, what is he going to do? Leave his entire family? Like, but that aside, right. I think it's that recognition of right. Like this was a past life, and you know, it might, you made your decision, and it's not meant to be sad. It's kind of bittersweet. Like, but you just make what you have, like you just make choices are made, and you don't know, maybe his life with Sherry could have been worse, you know. So
yeah,
you kind of make what you do with the path that is built for you, you know. So,
and even says to her, like he admits that he was afraid that he wouldn't be able to provide for her, and she's like, oh dude, I knew we would be penniless. Like right. Again, these apprehensions and these fears, he probably never brought it up to her, and she's just like literally 30 years later she's like, yeah, I would have been fine with that. But like he would have never known because he never approached it, and that's life, man. Like I mean, you know better than anyone.
You don't know, and who knows, maybe something else would have been bad.
I mean, Dan, how much has your life changed in the past 2.5 years?
Yeah,
the past 2 years. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? Like that's life.
No, and it happens, you know. So you just it's maybe you know, faith.
That's life, babe. You're good, like you're dying.
I'm good. I'm just very congested, but I am alive and well ish.
What do you think, Remy? Do you have any anecdotes?
Movie good.
I realize I don't know if about your personal life, like relationships or anything like that, to really understand. Like for Dan, I know because I see Dan all the time. But like you, I'm like, how does this one affect Remington?
I have sad takeaways from movies like this all the time. But yeah.
Oh yeah, I mean, like I said before, yeah, there are elements of my personal life which do not need to be discussed.
Sure.
That definitely the Sherry and NJ arc of reconnecting with an old flame, so to speak, and sort of just like walking around and feeling those feelings, you know, and seeing what happens, and observing different phases of life. That definitely speaks to me, and that is how much Remington will be getting into that. Yes, movie good.
How did you guys feel about Ting Ting's plot, like the daughter, and where it all ends up with like Fatty? So basically, you know, quick synopsis for those at home. Her neighbor Lily is in a relationship with this guy named Fatty, and then they kind of have like a breakup, right? And then did it explain what their disagreement is? So Fatty starts like using her as like a like he gives her messages. He's like, hey, give this to her, and then Ting Ting gets one. She's like, no, like I'm not going to be your go between. And then later, the last message, she's like, no, this one's for you. And he ends up like asking her on a date. They go watch the Phantom Menace, presumably. Um, and then fast forward. You learn that I guess Lily was like sleeping with her teacher, who was also sleeping with her mom. So Fatty murders the teacher. He stabs him to death. And
Right.
Himself, right?
What happened?
And then kills himself, or
No, you see him arrested. No, you just see
Yeah,
him.
he
You
gets
see him. The news. You just see him like he's handcuffed to like to like something, and then
Sure.
it just shows you like the news reports just like yeah he like waited for him and then like stabbed him to death, and then they do that great fucking cut of like a PS1 game. Like that was actually really fucking good. I did not see it getting there like at all. In fact, when you first see she's like on the balcony looking down at her friend and Fatty, I first thought that was her like looking at these two random people and thinking like I would like a boyfriend, you know. And then later on, it's like, oh, that's actually her friend.
Yeah, I don't think we ever fully learn why Fatty and the neighbor broke up initially. I guess it seems like, well, we have that one scene where I believe it's the neighbor girl that is making out with the soldier in the hallway.
Yeah.
And then obviously it's revealed that she's sleeping with her teacher. So it seems like maybe their relationship was never that strong anyway, but I don't ever think we fully learn why they split up. But it just seems like it was maybe never, always kind of flimsy.
They're dumb kids.
Yeah.
They're dumb kids, yeah.
Dumb kid reasons, and one could infer, given that Fatty apparently felt so strongly about her that he went and committed a murder in her name, that perhaps his interest in the girl was to get back at her in some ways, right? They were friends, right? And if I'm going to be seeing her, that puts me in her orbit, this other person's orbit, and that will make her comfortable, make her, and like provoke a response from her in some way. But he's also a shitty boy and was like, yes, I do want sex, please give me the sex.
Well, he doesn't follow through with it. Like in the hotel, he doesn't. He just runs off.
Yeah, but still, you get my point. And so, no, I did like this story mainly because I felt for the daughter, because like I said before in the beginning, I was like, I was just like, people just need to be less shitty to people. You know what I'm saying? Like just like a lot of shitty men treating you very shitty, and I was like, you poor thing. So yes, I was like very like annoyed on her behalf. I'm like, dude, leave her alone. Leave her alone. And then it's just like
she thinks she killed her grandmother. Like
yes, yeah, she's
right.
like
that was also a part, yeah,
dude. Right.
Yeah.
And also like Fatty was like the last person that Fatty spoke to before he went and did the murder too, if you remember. So she's just having a time, she's just like, I'm living my life and all these people are like doing crazy stuff around me. Like,
yeah.
Oh,
and also so a big thing like what is it, like they tell her to take the garbage out, she doesn't, so the grandma does, so then she's like blaming herself for like, again, a very normal thing for a teenager to do, right? To like shirk responsibility because you're a teenager and you're like, no, I don't want to do that, like I'm 15, like I'm gonna just hang out in my room, or you're think about boys or whatever, but like she's like blaming herself, which I mean we don't know. Like the grandma is old, she could have underlying conditions, but she's not gonna think about that because she's a teenager.
I loved this storyline so much, and so much of it comes down to, I'm wondering if you guys actually picked up on this, because this was one of the best scenes in the movie to me. Is from Fatty when I think it's the scene when they get the Darth Maul cup or whatever. I didn't catch that, but so when they're sitting in the cafe and they're talking, the girl and Fatty,
and NY Bagels, my favorite shop in the movie.
I think it might have been that. Yeah, it might have been that scene. But when they're talking about going to see a movie, and he says, she says, like, he says something like, oh, do you like horrors? Do you like comedies? What do you like? And I forget what he says, but he says that I think I'm paraphrasing. He says something to the effect of that he always went to go see movies with his grandpa or something, and
uncle.
Or his uncle, and his uncle always said that, like, movies are the thing that you can,
I'll pull it up for you, Dan,
that you don't get to experience life, or you get to experience like 1,000 lives with movies.
I got the line right here. It's my uncle says we lived 3 times as long since man invented movies. And she says, how can that be? And he says, it means movies give us twice what we get from daily life. And he explains it as, like, like murder. Like, you never murdered somebody, but in a
that
movie,
was the connection.
Yes.
So then Fatty was like, I think my uncle wants you to murder somebody.
He said, yeah.
But no, I loved that speech.
Catcher in the Rye. What else makes me want to kill John Lennon?
It was, it was a very
he's Catcher in the Rye.
Yeah,
kill John Lennon.
all of a sudden, the Palpatine emerged out of the Coke cup and said, "Execute Order 66." But yeah, no, I loved that speech because it was like a cinephile like speech where, like, that's why I kind of fell in love with movies, because I'm probably never going to go to Taiwan in my life, but I feel like I'm experiencing
Taiwan. The boys take Taipei.
I know, exactly. But I feel like I'm experiencing a part of the world and a time that, like, I'm never going to experience. Like, so that's what I love about movies. Like, it brings you to somewhere else and places that you might never go. And Yi Yi is such a great example of especially capturing Taiwan. So, and making you feel like you're really there. So yeah, I really loved that speech. And yes, and then there's the connection. He goes, or things that we would never experience, like murder. And then it felt so Coen Brothers-esque the way that he then proceeds to commit a murder at the end of the storyline.
Arrested Development narrator, like he would later, in fact, murder a man. It's Ron Howard.
So that's what I got from that storyline, and I loved it.
Yeah, and so building off of that, kind of like how I said before, I think, like, at the crux of this movie is that it is in part a metaphor for, well, it's essentially Edward Yang explaining, like, what draws him to the medium of film, and sort of being like why he is a filmmaker, and kind of like not how literally how, but just kind of like how he came to think about film, how he thinks about film. So, like, yes, you have that little anecdote about, like, the power of the medium of film, from the uncle, but more importantly, a lot of Yang's arc is him realizing you can do different things with pictures, and pictures can mean different things, and they can capture different feelings and ideas, and you can tell a story of pictures. And so, like, that is kind of like what the movie is getting at, and probably one of many reasons, a big reason why this film is so remembered, because if you take that fact and then marry it to the fact that this is literally his last movie, what better valedictory film can you have in that? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh God, it's so beautiful. Yeah. So loved that storyline, and yeah, kind of like a more like coming of age thing with them. And yeah, but I don't know why I loved the tone of that, like, reveal that he commits murder. It felt so Coen Brothers to me. I don't know why. So then we have Yang, the youngest kid, right?
Yeah.
So he goes on this whole journey. I mean, dear God, like, just such a cute, adorable, innocent kid. My God, that just we just see him getting so shit on by, like, these kids and that girl, and
this one girl who's, like, quite bigger than him just bullies him,
and that teacher I just wanted to pop the entire time.
The teacher's just like, oh, we have a real artist, like, we have a rare genius in our school. Look at this avant-garde art, everybody. Let's all point and laugh at this child.
What a cocksucker, man. I'm Jesse Pinkman. I have such a soft spot for, like, vulnerable little kids getting bullied.
it all ties into like they all just fucking hate their jobs. That's adulthood. Like that teacher definitely hates his fucking job. Like
Yeah, he should be thrown in the river.
I mean, it's just Also, Dan, you gotta remember, like 10 years before this movie, like it was like martial law. So like a lot of the adults lived through that. Like they lived through a very brutal like regime, and like I don't know, there's lasting scars about that, right? There's a mentality there's a whole like cultural mentality that's prevalent in that, right? And like and Yang Ying's showing us this kind of like left of center kind of guy, right? He's a little more out there, and like he's showing interest in like arts and stuff, and he's kind of mischievous. And like the scene where what is it? The first scene where you see the teacher, like he what is it? He's like, oh, like one of you. What is it like? What he Yang has it in his pocket or whatever. What does he say he has in his pocket? I forgot what it was.
Oh, a condom, and it's a balloon.
Yeah, a condom. That's what it is. And it's like he has offered his fucking kid. And I mean, I don't know if you like noticed, Dan, too. Like they're cleaning the school. It's a thing you do in like Asia. Like we don't do that for Americans, but they pay someone to do that. But like I don't know if you noticed, like that's a thing you do over there. Like you have to like, clean the school. Like as a student.
It's like I don't know if you saw this. Like one of the documentary shorts, I think from last year. It was about these like kids in this Japanese school who are like going through like this music program, and they're like little kids. They're like the equivalent of like third graders, I want to say. And so like that is actually like one of the rituals they have at the end of the day, which is like they clean up everything and they put everything away.
Like you mop the floors, like they showed them. It's a cultural thing. It's like a discipline thing too. Like the way they see school is a little more different than the way we perceive school.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I should watch it. It sounds very interesting. Yes, yeah. Hold on, Miriam's text. Okay, I guess Maya's coming back down again. She literally only does this on because we alternate bedtimes. Hi, she only does this when it's like my night to record this with you boys.
No, that's fine.
Maya.
On, she can't hear you. Hold on. She can't hear you because the headphones are on. Hold on. All right, say hi.
Hi.
You got talking to them.
Hi, Maya.
Hi, Maya.
How are you?
Hi.
Want to show them your Stitch?
Do you have Stitch?
Into the camera. Gotta bring it in there.
Oh my goodness!
Wow.
This thing was $35 at the Disney store in Times Square.
He's so blue.
Do you like Pleakley and Jumba?
Did she watch the live action of my sister? I think she watched the animated one too. Do you remember the movie? Remington, ask again.
Do you like Pleakley and Jumba?
You should describe them.
Oh, well, I don't know which movie she saw. So do you remember the green alien with one eye? Like the silly guy with one eye, and then the other silly guy who was like big and pink?
Do you remember? Or no? Do you remember?
If you have Stitch, does that make you Lilo?
What did you watch this weekend with your Dia? Do you remember? With the dogs? There was a lot of them. Dalmatians, do you remember? You watched 101 Dalmatians? Yeah.
Feeling a little shy. It's okay.
I think you watched Toy Story. Did you watch Toy Story?
Yeah.
Did you like Toy Story?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you like Woody and Buzz?
Yeah.
Yes? Awesome.
All right.
Good taste.
Say bye. You gotta go to bed.
Bye.
Say good night.
Bye. Good night.
All right. You gotta go upstairs. Yes. There's a clip where?
She's like, who are those strange men?
Every night. Every time when I do this. Huh?
I'm clearly the stranger who was in her guest room that one time. So
she's like, why are you here?
She's like, why are you here? She's like,
she's gonna come down when we come offline. You're just gonna see her.
She's afraid. Hold on, the stairs are dark, so I think she's afraid to go up the stairs. I'll be right back.
Oh yeah, Jean's gonna sign off, and she's gonna be standing in the stairway, and she's gonna be swirling a wine glass filled with apple juice, and she's gonna be like, why were the two aliens from Lilo and Stitch on your computer screen, and why were they so pale?
Huh?
No, I said when you log off, Maya's gonna be she's gonna be standing awake in the stairwell, swirling a wine glass filled with apple juice, and saying, "Who were those? Why were the two aliens from Lilo and Stitch on your computer screen, and why were they so pale?"
Yeah,
I mean, she knows you guys.
I know. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
I think she. Nah, anyway, continue.
No, but
movie good.
yeah, little Yang. You know, I think his you know, in a weird way, his story also was just so profound, if not the most profound, because he's so innocent and young that, you know, what's the trope? Like, kids sometimes can often see the world for what it really is, or can see the most clearly because they're not jaded from it, and they can be the most self-aware as it is. And he's the one that he makes that observation, which is the whole thesis of the movie, of, you know, through beautifully, and I love the poster so much now, knowing the context of, he's just taking photographs of the back of people's heads to help them see themselves. So, like, how can you understand?
You can't see it.
What is like, how can you understand yourself if you can't even see the back of your own head? And that's so deep and profound for this movie. And he in a way, like, is the one that is the most self-aware out of all of them. And that is the whole journey of this movie, is everyone finding themselves more, you know.
Well, and he asks NJ in the car, and at the end when he reveals it, he's right away. He's like, I'm helping you because you can't do it yourself. And NJ's like, oh, that's why you're doing that.
Yeah.
And like, I mean, like that shit happens. That's a thing that happens with kids all the time. I mean, literally, like, and like they'll just ask you most random things. Like today, going down the stairs, Maya's like, "Why are your socks white and mine are black?" And I'm like, I don't know. I didn't know mommy was putting you in black socks. And she's like, but I wanted to wear white socks. And I'm like, I don't know, kid. Like, you should have. We can go change. I don't know. Like, they'll just say weird, like, random things, and you're just like, I don't know. I don't think about these things because I'm a jaded adult.
And then because she's your kid, then she's just gonna be like, this is all just because of capitalism. You know that?
Probably.
This is not like the third manga of Naruto at all.
Yeah, she's like got like her little kids like Paw Patrol book, and then it slides down and it's like Karl Marx, like she's reading.
To her, right? And like the way she thinks of things. So we took her to Times Square, right? And like she's only ever been when it's like middle of winter. So the other day she's like, can we go back when it's not cold? And I'm like, yeah. Like, because in her brain it's like, yeah, it was cold like that one time. Like, I don't know, like I want to go back, but it's very, to her it's like very simple, right? Yeah. Well, and that's like I'm not even thinking of that. And I'm like, oh yeah, I guess, yeah, we can do that.
I saw this tweet that was like, yeah, my 3-year-old has internalized that he is like an older sibling. So but in his mind he is equated like oh my like older brother is me, like that's a unique property to me. And so now whenever he like speaks, he's like, a brother can do that, or like a brother can definitely hold the door, or like a brother can eat. And so it's like, now my 3-year-old sounds like a 70s black man, you know. And so
oh, brother. That's good.
Yeah, literally. Like,
I mean, it's interesting the way that works. Like, it's just, again, everything through their lens is like, and like so, you know, we took her film camera. So she speaking of that, she's really seems to like taking photographs. So Miriam has like her little like Instax camera, and the film's like it's pretty cheap, honestly. So we let her take pictures of Times Square with the film, and I remember like there was like a film packet so we gave her a film for Christmas, and there was one that was in Miriam's stocking, and she's like, "What's that?" Miriam's like, "Oh, that one's for me." So today Maya's like, "Mom, did you you used your film?" And she's like, "No." And Maya was like, "Yeah, we used it at Times Square." And we're like, "No, like that was film we got you for Times Square. Like Mom still has like her film." Because again, like she saw Miriam's film and then she saw film in Times Square, so she's like, it must be the same film. You know, right. It's very simple the way they think of things, but like a way you're never gonna think of because you're an adult, you know.
Right.
But there's a lot of beauty in that, and I think about that literally all the time. Of like everything is a brand new experience for her, you know, and it's all just like very like
things are very new. you also don't really learn like abstraction until like you're like a teenager, like preteen teenager.
Yeah.
So thinking like in like higher concepts is like not as easy for you, or just doesn't happen at all.
Yeah.
So like it's and like we were saying, like not necessarily jaded, but just like you're not socialized in these like certain things. So you're not like operating with certain assumptions. So like you're just going to like
Yeah.
think of things in certain ways. Yeah,
Yeah.
it is like it is very beautiful. I agree.
I told you this story. She understands like the two cats have died and they're no longer here. So because we told her like, hey, tofu died, and she's like, okay, like, and sometimes she'll be like, oh, I miss waffle, I miss cashew and tofu, and then one time she's like, wait, is waffle gonna die? And I go, yeah, one day.
Oh no, I thought you're talking about mortality.
Oh
I'm like,
God.
yeah, one day. And then like,
Yeah.
but to her, like the future is tomorrow, right? Like that's her only that's as far as she
Right.
can grasp like the future. And like the past is yesterday.
Right.
So like, oh yeah, I did this yesterday. And I'm like, well, that was like last month, but yeah, I know what you're saying. So then she's like, is Waffle gonna die tomorrow? And I'm like, no, but in your terms, I mean, yes, one day, but like, I don't know, we don't know when. Yeah, because it's like, yeah, how do you you were she was 3, like you can't, don't worry about that right now, But I'm
Right.
sitting there and I was like, yeah. Like, what do I say to this? Like, because I do want her to like experience. Like, I don't want to lie to her and be like, no, like, yeah, like that's what happens, man. Like,
Right. Yeah.
I'm legitimately waiting for the day when like a family member passes away, and she asks me like, hey, you're gonna die one day, and I'll be like, yeah, unfortunately. Like, how do you tell that to your child who's like, I am like your whole world, and yes, I will not be here one day statistically before you. How do you explain that to a child?
Yeah. I mean, Jesus.
I mean, I like to think, I mean, because I was like, when did well, I mean, I grew up with my parents, my grandparents are very old, so like, I think like I was just kind of new, right? But like, you guys grew up with like your mom and dad. I don't know. Like, do you guys recall like coming to terms with that, or like thinking like, oh shit, it's gonna happen one day?
Yeah, because like I lost my grandmother when I was 5.
Mm-hmm.
So that was like the first like death that I experienced. Outside of like fish dying, because like we used to keep like,
Yeah.
you know. But like, my parents would be like, oh, that fish died, and I just wouldn't see the fish again. I'd be like, okay, but that didn't mean much to me, but
Yeah.
like seeing like experiencing the loss of my grandmother, it feels very distant now.
Yeah.
But
Well, yeah,
I
you were
do,
5. Yeah.
yeah, but I do recall like my parents being concerned about me, and I do recall like I think to me like that realizing that people like realizing mortality and others
Mm-hmm.
was kind of like resolved, because that just means that like, oh, you have to kind of like appreciate people while you have them.
Yeah.
I think that's how I recall working it out, because I was already like someone who was like very very like I'm extroverted. I like to see people, and so like reaching that conclusion kind of just like came
Sure.
naturally to me. But every kid's different,
Yeah.
but yeah, that's kind of like the best that I remember it.
Yeah. Yeah. No, and I think the movie, I mean, to tie it back into the movie, I think that it works very well. Like the ending, so I'm not gonna lie, I teared up at the end. Like the
Yeah.
last
It was.
shot,
It
I
was
had tears in
very.
my
It was
eyes.
so
I was like,
beautiful.
oh fuck, this is good. And
Well,
like, he's such a cute little kid.
I know he's so
and like,
adorable.
and I think, and I love how they bring that together, because like, a big thing for like the mom is she's like, I have nothing to say to my mom, because like, and then she has a whole existential crisis of like, oh shit, my life is meaningless. Like I don't do anything. And
And
I mean, I'm
that.
sure we all
Yeah.
relate to that, right? I literally will sit there at work sometimes and I'm like, damn, I got another 28 years of this. Like, do I really, really want to do that? Like the pay is good and the benefits are good, but fuck me, like 28 years, like, And again, I'm sure we've all had, what's up?
28 years later.
But like I'm sure we've all had that, right? Like envisioning yourself like, well, I mean, Remy, you're not your idea isn't to stay at your job for the rest of your life, but like I very much do. Is a pension that worth it? It is. Are those are you at home? Yes, it is. Um, so like it's so profound how like the mom, like like the mom who's like an adult, like has this whole crisis about it, and then you have this sweet little kid who's just kind of like, Yeah, I don't really have anything to say to you because like what could I? Like this kid understands, like he always used to tell me to listen. He understands that like you have to there's such that you tell me for a reason, right? What do I have to teach you, right? And like I
Right.
miss you and like it was so cute how he was just like, wherever you are, like one day maybe we can all go visit you. Like that was the first moment my heart was like, oh God, this kid is so cute. I can't do this.
Well, yeah. Well, he has an arc, and that's what like he's grown from it. Like he sits down and he writes that note to her, and it's so what makes it so beautiful is because we've been following this whole movie. The like you guys were mentioning, it's the older generation of the grandmother who is the crux of this whole family, and then it is the youngest, most innocent member who's coming to her during the funeral and saying to her that he discovered this skill of like symbolically like taking pictures of the back of people's heads to make them more like self-aware that they can see themselves better. And he says like that he wants to spend his life like helping people and making them better. So it's like here's this hope for the newer generation and being better than the and more have more growth than the generations before him, so it was so beautiful. Yeah,
he's also the only one who's like not forcing himself to go and talk to grandma because he feels like an obligation to. Because I mean, again, he can't really conceptualize that, and he's got his own things going on. He's got a bully to deal with, and like I think that's beautiful. It's him like realizing like it's like don't force don't force the meaning into something, right?
Right. Well,
well, that's how we can retro fit it, but
sure.
Like part of it is that he literally doesn't understand the purpose of talking to her.
He's a kid.
She's like could die or is dying, and so like because like that's a whole thing where he's like, I don't know what to say, I don't really know like what this is like. I'm just like, and then the mom is like getting like very upset at him, remember, because it's like, no, you should do this because she understands the circumstances. He does not understand the circumstances.
Yeah.
In fact, at the end, I get it. Yeah. Thing like the answer that he gives is like it kind of doesn't fully understand. He understands that she's going, but he doesn't understand what that really means, the implications of what that means.
I get it. Yeah. I mean, the closest I can get to that is like when Cashew was dying. Like I remember like vividly, like she had put herself on like the guest room bed and I'm like, this cat's not going to be here in the morning. So like I said to Maya, I was like, hey, you should go say bye to Cashew. And like she was like, she didn't understand why. And I was like, you should just say goodnight to her. So she like went and like pet her and said goodnight. Because I'm like, this cat's going to be dead in the morning. And then she was, like, well, no, she didn't die the next morning. Like we took her to the vet and when she like Maya didn't see her again after that, alive. So like, again, as an adult, I understood that. And I was like, Maya, you don't understand why this is, but you should go pet her one last time. And so like valid. It's crazy, children. And again, I think it's really so profoundly portrayed. Like it's like it doesn't feel forced. Like and it doesn't make the ending feel forced. It works so well. Again, that's what I really love about the movie. Like it's any other movie, I feel like wouldn't even show you Yang Yang's school life or even bother to follow him, right? It would just kind of be like, well, yeah, he's the kid. He doesn't know what to say to this. But like, no, like again, like he does have his own thing going on. He's still experiencing his own life and has his own. And like, does he talk to like he has a scene in the car of his dad, like where he talks about like seeing behind your head and that like does he have like the mom's not really in the movie too much. I feel like no one really talks to him that much. Like the sisters don't really talk to him. I feel like
right,
they're all kind of caught up in their own things.
Like kind of a non-entity that they're not really paying much attention to him.
Yeah,
like not neglect, but they just they got so much other stuff. Everyone's caught up in their own story, And
I mean, the kid literally sneaks out of the school, leaves the school premises, walks over to like this whole like store, like I'm like, this is like a child still, like what?
And he's just kind of naively fending for himself,
What did you guys think of that like kind of death fake out for him? Like I feel like,
dude, I've never been more scared in my life. I was like,
because it even has like the thunder rumbling, which is like what is it? Remington, Hemingway. Was it who the is it Sunrise? Is it Bell's Tolls or Sunrise Rises? How like the World War I one where he's an ambulance driver.
That's Hemingway's life, I know, but is that Sunrise Rises? I want to say that's The Sun Also Rises. I can double check for you though, real quick.
But you've read it, right?
Yes.
As he's going to the hospital, the storm starts to build up and starts to rain as like a metaphor for like what's coming in the end of the book. You know what I'm talking about?
No, I know exactly what you're talking about. I'm just fact checking myself real quick.
So when Yang Yang jumps in the pool, you hear the thunder roll, and I was like, "Uh-oh!" I was like, "Oh fuck! Is this movie about to take a crazy dramatic shift?"
Oh no, I'm fucking stupid. It is for whom the bell tolls, and it's
Sun Also Rises is the one about the running the bulls, right?
Yes, which is what I was. That was Sun Also Rises is the one that I read. For Whom the Bell Tolls is the one where he's an ambulance driver, and it's about the Spanish Civil War, not World War I, for the record.
Oh, because it's based on Hemingway's own experiences as an ambulance driver in World War I. That's why I thought of it as such. Okay. Anyway, which is like, Dan, if you should read the book and also like look up what an ambulance in World War I was like. Dan, it was not at all what you think of it today. It's like just like a fucking open, nothing protecting you car, and you could get shot at any fucking moment. And Hemingway was driving up to the front, grabbing bodies, and it was insane. Hemingway was cool as shit.
Jesus.
He had a very interesting life.
Also was secretly trans, fun fact.
Was he?
Yeah.
I don't know that. I know he killed himself, but like, He
is known to A, have cross-dressed, and B, I want to say one of his children was like, oh yeah, he was trans.
I think I've heard about one of his children saying that, yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hemingway, very interesting life. Love the guy. R.I.P. Anyway, so like that fake out when I heard the thunder, I was like, oh fuck, oh no, literary devices, oh no.
I think it was this movie where there's like that needle drop where it's like the fuck is it? I'll play it for you because I'm struggling to remember. But anyway, that needle drop is also used in like several Lars von Trier movies to signal that like something tragic is about to happen. Like you're going to be upset.
Also, this used it as well. This movie used it.
Yes, and so I was like, "Oh shit!" I was like, "Oh fuck! Oh fuck!" And then like it didn't happen because I was like, "Okay, thank God." I was like,
he just walks in the door smiling, soaked, and I was like, "This fucking movie."
It's crazy. It's crazy how much I cared. I cared so much because I was like, "Jesus Christ, don't do it!" I'm like, "This movie." I'm like, "I can't do it. I can't handle it." And then he walks in also. I'm like, "Oh, thank God, movie."
And like the whole time he's like unsupervised, so like it's like oh shit, like an unsupervised kid just jump in the fucking pool of water, probably doesn't know how to swim. Like in real life, this kid would have drowned. Like unfortunately, like that happens, So it's like it's nice to see this movie. It's like no, we're not doing that.
Yeah, but it's
the Bluey route, as I call it.
I think it does illustrate that it gives him kind of stakes that, like you were saying, he is kind of out in this world unsupervised, and there can be danger to that, So it doesn't shy away from it, but it doesn't show him actually like eating it due to that. But
I call it the Bluey route because Joe Brum, the creator of Bluey, he's talked about how there's this very famous episode where the mom Chili, her sister, she can't get pregnant. And it's like it's a very famous episode about it, and it tackles that. And then in the long 30-minute Bluey special episode, you see her pregnant, and a lot of fans were upset about that because they felt like that took away from like that importance. But then Joe Brum was kind of saying, he's like, listen, like the real world is hard enough as it is, all right? Like this is a kid's show too. But he explains, he's just like, he's like, no, like the real world's hard, all right? I get it, but like I want everyone to have a happy ending. And I can do that in this TV show. So, and I really, like, I get that. Like, it's like you don't have to, you can write the story. You don't have to make everyone have a bleak, terrible ending because that happens in real life. You just write happy endings. That's fine.
Right, exactly.
I really enjoyed that. Remy, what are you doing?
I'm looking for what the piece is called.
Word. Speaking of the sound, I love the soundtrack. It's so beautiful.
There's really only that one piece of music score, right?
But it's really beautiful. Like, no,
it is. Yeah.
I was watching on my phone at one point, and Maya just comes over and she's like, "That's pretty music," and she's kept doing her own thing. It's like a nice little like piano melody. It's really I really like it.
No, yeah. Yeah, I guess the only other thing really to mention is the brother-in-law character. I mean, definitely some comedic relief.
Adi.
What do you think his storyline was all about? Just like where you can just totally be a fuck up, like, I guess, is that, like, you know, I don't know.
Was he like cheating on his wife with his ex? Because like he goes to her place and he like gets into bed with her, but like I don't know. I was like,
yes, he is. Because
okay.
like they have like a falling out. Well, first off, like it's implied he's not really over
Yeah.
the ex because they were happy together and then they broke up suddenly because he got this other woman pregnant, basically. And so
Is that what it was? Was he with her when he got the other girl pregnant? I thought like I don't know. I may have missed that. Like I know he got the other.
they were
I know.
together.
Okay.
Yeah, they were together, and then he had to go and marry this other woman. Let me just double check, like that was the reason why.
Because I know he got her pregnant when he ended up marrying her. I assumed he was just already with that woman when he got her pregnant. And like he's like, oh, I guess we gotta get married now.
They broke up like very abruptly because remember, like a lot of the movie, what they first start meeting again because they have to like settle they have to like, oh, we have to like get our stuff out of this house that we had together, and we have to like sell this stuff, and we have to like figure out like our joint accounts that we had. So they were like together.
Oh, okay.
And,
Yeah.
and been recent enough that they hadn't settled their affairs yet. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Oh, let me do. But yeah, no, I mean, I know you're being flippant, Dan, but I do think that's like part of what it is.
Because, not really,
like,
only partially.
Yeah, like the adult characters, again, it's kind of like this, like my life was going one way, I thought it was going to be another way. I have feelings about that. Well, it's like he dreamed of being this like successful businessman, or even just didn't really have like a concrete plan in his life. He just wanted like money and comfort, And so like this is kind of where his life is going, but it's kind of like saying you can make changes, you can make choices, right? Like you can figure
it's
things
also very
out.
much like the brother-in-law,
right? Yeah.
It also very much like in the ending, right? He's like, oh, I found this piece of jade, and it's like, yeah, like some people just like make terrible decisions and things just still go their way. Like I'm sure we've all met someone like that, right? Like
yeah.
And it's like frustrating where it's like, God, you're so frustrating. You're like, you really should be homeless and penniless, but somehow you just aren't because life just goes your way.
Like I honestly think he's like doing great. Like
who here hasn't almost died, Remington? Come on.
Who doesn't almost OD in the bathtub every once
Remington,
in a while?
You live. I'm not going to dox you, but you have a chance of dying every time you leave the house.
Not really.
I know.
No, yeah, I think it was a nice like piece of levity,
but he's also a bit of a comedic relief character. Yeah, in a way.
But it is.
He has shenanigans.
Right, but also yes, no, Remington, I do agree. I not even saying it that flippantly, but yeah, it is kind of like an alternative route of like you can also just kind of be a fuck up, like it's you have agency, we have agency, and it's you know what it is, Gene? It's when Walter White is sitting in the basement talking to that locked up drug dealer, and they just say they're having a beer, and he just goes, "Hey man," they start talking about their past, and he just goes, "The paths we take, huh?" Like that's the movie. That's it. Like,
the brother-in-law's like a businessman too, right?
Yeah, I think so.
I'm not sure.
He's in a suit often.
He is, but I actually think that he might be. Like I don't think he has like a firm job. Like I think like a lot of his thing is that. Oh wait, no, he does say what his job is when he's like begging for a place to stay. I forget what it is.
He has like investments. Like he talks about his one friend who like had to flee to China or something.
No, he does have money. Okay, to be clear, because remember, like when he's settling affairs with the ex, she talks about how like they have like money in this one account and they need to figure out what to do with it, right? No, he says what his job is when he's like begging for a place to stay after he gets kicked out the first time. But I forget what it was.
Because they also like they don't really like his wife. They kind of like it's like not even like hidden, right? They don't really seem to like care for her.
Yeah, because again, that's the thing. Like he was with this other woman. He was going to be with this other woman, and then circumstances forced that to not be that way. And so everyone's like, "Who is she? Who is this other person?"
And they talk about it too. Like in the beginning when they're all talking about it at the table, they're like, "Yeah, like women trap men like that." Like they kind of implication being like, "Well, she trapped him for his money." So like, yeah, it's
right. And I'm not sure we're dealing with a culture here where like. Probably this might be a time where I'm not sure. I'm not familiar with Taiwan.
We're dealing with Alabama, Daniel. All right, we're dealing with Alabama.
But okay? Like, are women like more second class citizens in this society? I don't know. In a way, but like, I don't know.
Sherry's a successful businesswoman,
right? Well, she also married an American.
That's her second marriage too. She reveals that she had married a Chinese American man.
I'm just saying maybe culturally it's still in that dynamic where he can kind of be a total scumbag and still have the women try to, I don't know.
Yeah.
But I'm basing that off of nothing. But
yeah.
That's full.
I just gotta shout out. I think Gene, you brought it up. The shot of when they were when he gets into bed with her and they're sitting in bed together in that dark little apartment and the only thing lighting their faces is the TV and it's just this small little bed and he's just this sad man sitting on top of the covers or whatever and it's this quaint little scrunched bedroom in their scrunched little apartment and I swear to God if you listen I think he's watching porn on the TV. I think you can hear people like
it's very noticeably they're like there's full on fucking going on.
Oh yeah, I was like that's so fucking weird, dude.
I'm like dude
why is he watching this?
I need that GIF. I need that GIF so bad.
Dream relationship.
Yeah. Just like a zombified face, like just drooling, looking at the TV.
We talked about earlier, like how there's a lot of shots like through the window. My favorite fucking shot is when he tells Sherry, he's like, "I never loved anyone more," or whatever, and then she goes through and she's like crying, like you're seeing it through the fucking window. I was like, "Fucking cinema!" Like Jesus Christ, is an insane shot.
Right? Yeah, I think maybe if I can dissect that a little bit, I think maybe that's like also just meant to. Not only is it just visually interesting, but I think it like I was saying before, I think it's meant to illustrate that while they're experiencing their own story in their own movie, they're also existing in a world where there's like everyone's in their own movie and there's like all of this active world just going on around them, and they're just kind of like they're not necessarily they're the main characters of their own story, but they're existing in a world where there's like a million other stories going on around them. Even the shots of them taking that little walk through the city, so beautiful, like the compositions of like the train going over above them. There's like a whole world actively that this isn't like a video game where when you're on the map, it's the only place in like a, just in like a campaign. Like there's other things happening outside.
You exist in a world. Yeah. Yeah.
So profound. Yeah. Who would have thought? But anyway, did you guys have anything else to bring up? Jesus, or you want to go into closing thoughts or what?
I think it was closing thoughts. I think things like holding on to dear life. So that's a very interesting colored thermos. What? Your thermos is like very purple and black. It's
a busted thermos that is basically just like a large cup now because I lost the lid, like broke off. So it's like doesn't close properly. So it's just an oversized mug now,
Nice.
And that's beautiful.
Closing thoughts. Do I go first? Yeah, Dan, you should go for last because it's your movie next, right?
Yes.
Okay. How did you guys watch this? I ended up getting a free trial of Criterion channel to watch this, and then I forgot about the free trial. So then I forgot.
I've been having the Criterion channel, so that's how.
No, I know you did. Well, so then I forgot. I meant to cancel it, and I didn't, and I got charged. So I have a month of Criterion now. So Remington, recommend me something to watch because I have to use it now. But I loved it. I thought it was really beautiful. I can see all the hype. I want to show Miriam it when we have 3 hours to watch it. I had to watch it in like chunks because again, and then Dan got into
Miriam
Breaking
likes
Bad.
Asian cinema, right? Like
I
this is a thing
love
you.
Asian cinema. Yeah, she told me when she was in like high school or middle school, there was a channel that had a bunch. So she's seen like old boys. She had watched Memories of Murder before, like years and years ago.
Yes.
She's had a very Asian influence upbringing through where her parents ended up working, and then Miriam loves Asian cinema. I want her to watch this with me. Just didn't have time, so I definitely will do a rewatch because I want her to see this movie. And Miriam spends most of the time watching things with subtitles anyway, so she's well versed, low key. No, I really loved it. Huh? What's up?
You should get her to No Other Choice.
I wanted to. I sent her. I sent it to her, and I was like, "Yeah, we should watch this when we can." Because she's watched I think she's watched a few of his movies actually. I'll have to ask her. She's watched a lot more than you would think, honestly. Anyway, yeah, I'm very happy to have chosen this, and I explained how the reason was because I love The Farewell, and this movie is one of the director's favorites. So yeah, I gave this a 5 on Letterboxd. You guys will see that because this is the hype is there. It's worth it. Very worth the runtime. Like again, kind of movie, like kind of like Dan too. I was kind of like 3 hours. Like, is it like? Did it need to go in? And I was like, does this need to be 3 hours? And
for
I was like,
a family drama? Yeah.
Yeah, but you're like, oh no, it does, and like it's justified. Like, good job. Like, holy shit. So solid movie. Go watch it.
Yeah.
Remy?
I also gave it a 5 out of 5 on Letterboxd. And I think it's a really impactful, really moving film. It's just expertly crafted, and it is definitely, one of the more interesting choices that we look back on that welcomed us into a new century of cinema. So I definitely liked watching this when I watched it before Gene picked it, and I'm glad that we picked it. I'm glad, Gene, that you seem to be for your picks. Shotgunning through like prestige auteur films, but not by choice. It's just like it just always works out that way. Like everything except like Wet Hot American Summer, you've been like, Children of Men, yes, American Graffiti, yes, Yee, yes,
yeah. It's movies that I've wanted to watch anyway, Well, Children of Men, I explained, like I love the director, and I was looking at his filmography, and I was like, oh shit, I somehow haven't seen this one. So yeah. I can't pick much Denis Villeneuve because I feel like is it Villeneuve? Because I feel like I've just watched all of them. So
most of them at this point. His like early stuff, like pre-Incendies, I haven't seen any of those, but like Polytechnique onward. Yeah. Actually, you know what? I haven't seen Arrival. I'm working on Arrival.
Oh my god, it's so weird. I can't believe that. Anyway, yeah.
But I recently did watch Sicario for the first time.
I had to see that. I haven't watched that. I heard it's great though.
It's amazing, actually. Sorry, Dan, it's your turn.
No, you're good.
No, it's not, Dan. No.
Back to Gene. Like I just like Gene, like I said, I was a little hesitant going in. I knew I learned of its reputation. I thought this was going to be one of those movies that I just go against the grain with and just wasn't really feeling it, but once you get settled in, it absolutely blew me away. I think it's, like Remington said, super moving, beautiful, very profound, and I think this made for a great conversation. I mean, God, when we like some of these movies are just so ripe for discussing and like dissecting. So yeah, I thought it was great. Absolutely deserving of like that spot on like the best films of the century list. And yeah, I gave it a 5 out of 5. Thought it was borderline a masterpiece. Yeah, fuck it, I'd call it a masterpiece. I'm like there. I think it's great. Yeah, absolutely. So yeah,
first one we all gave a 5.
It might be. This might be.
I think Heat was close.
Well, I mean, like we other than like Fritz the Cat, we all generally have liked the movies that we've picked. You know what I'm saying?
I didn't like Michael Clayton. Actually, I don't like a lot of them, but like some of them, not a lot of them.
Yeah,
but
you weren't crazy. I was surprised because I loved it. I thought it was great.
No, I wasn't crazy about Michael Clayton. I didn't hate it. I didn't really care for Superman, but that is one of my favorite conversations that we had.
We went like really deep. It was cool because we like watched multiple of them and had like a very like long conversation about that in the medium. Oh yeah, and I did like Hateful Eight, right? Because you two liked Hateful Eight, and I was like, no,
yeah, you went crazy about it. Yeah, that was just Tarantino slop for Dan and I.
Yeah.
Sorry, Dan watching this movie just like can't wait to be a contrarian, sitting down all giddy, and then.
No,
Dan, how did you watch it? Did you rent it?
I think I rented it on Amazon. Yeah, no, I mean, I try to keep like, just go with my gut, and I'm not going to try to just like pretend to like a movie. But if I also am like, yeah, I love it. Like, I'm not going to like, I went in, I was hesitant, and I'm like, no, yeah, it's fucking beautiful. It's amazing. I like want to cry at the end. Yeah, like I get it. Like, but I won't do that.
Yeah.
What did I see recently? I wasn't super high on In the Mood for Love. I watched that recently. I was like, it's okay.
I don't know what that is.
It's an acclaimed movie, but
you should watch it, Gene. You would like it.
I'm gonna watch Sentimental Value next because I've been wanting to watch it and seen all the Oscar buzz for it. So
it's a Hong Kong film, and it's also one of like these like great films of the 21st century. Right?
Older.
I mean, it's like Asian movie, Gene. You like those?
Yeah, it's a romance. It's Asian. Like you would like it.
Yeah, I'm sure I will. I just really want to watch Sentimental Value, it's Anatomy of a Fall too. It's been one of my I've been wanting to watch for quite a while now. I need to.
Oh, you haven't seen Anatomy of a Fall? Yeah, you should.
No, I really want to see it. I love the poster for it.
I'm not like a big courtroom drama guy. My parents kind of ruined that genre for me because that's
considering the profession
all they fucking watch, dude. So like, I'm just like done with that genre. You know what I'm saying?
Interesting.
Like,
okay, yeah.
So, like, Anatomy of a Fall, it's like, yeah, it's well made, but like, like I've seen this before. This isn't interesting. You know what I'm saying?
Sure. Remington just didn't like what is it? The back half of the courtroom scenes to the Killers of the Flower Moon or something. I don't know.
No, that was good because that had Brendan Fraser being like, "Where's Mr. Burkhardt?
I need to be able to communicate with him."
Do you see that, dumb boy?
It was weird. He was holding his Oscar in his hand during that scene. Do you see this?
Those are two that I'm probably because I got this on Letterboxd. I'm trying to watch a movie a week this year. And
I did.
I'm doing really good. I'm on track.
I like reading. I like reading your reviews. I like it.
Yeah.
Thanks, Dan. I'm on track. So yeah, and so probably Sentimental Value next or Anatomy of a Fall. See how I'm feeling this weekend.
Nice. All right.
Yeah.
Let's go into pitch time to the next movie.
What do you got, Dan?
So so I basically wanted to. I really like all of the picks that we've been giving so far. I think I say this every time where I like that Remington has been doing old stuff. Gene's been doing like this like indie, like very critically acclaimed stuff that none of us have seen. I'm going to zag on my next pick, but there was something that I thought of. You know what? My thesis was going into this that I wanted to do. I wanted to do big movies, ones that are big, big titles. Let's put it that way. So yeah. And I heard you guys ask about this before. So we're gonna go back to Dan World, and we are going to do No Country for Old Men.
Oh, you fucker! That's very Dan World.
That is my second.
I've never seen it though, so I'm excited.
My second favorite. It is my second favorite movie of all time. I think it's a masterpiece, and I have been on such a Coen Brothers kick lately on Letterboxd, and I'm filling in all my gaps of all the Coen Brothers movies I've seen. And guys,
that's a task. They're so good.
I'm gonna be honest; they might be like right up there as like I don't know if I don't know if they could ever replace Tarantino or Scorsese for me, but they are like probably my number 3 right now. Every film
you watched Hail Caesar recently. I saw that.
Yeah,
I saw that too.
And even the more I think about it, I'm like, yeah, that was fucking brilliant. Like, why am I even like giving that? I bumped my score up. I was like, this is it, and that's like one of their. No, I don't even like saying weaker movies is not even like their weaker movies are still like fucking amazing.
Yeah, I mean, I fucking love Burn after reading. I adore that movie. It's so fucking good.
Dan, you're a fake fan because a real Coen Brothers fan would be in the trenches with me defending Ethan Coen's lesbian movies because I actually like those movies, and everyone's like, no, they're bad.
I was gonna say, Dan,
Honestly,
are you doing their solo movies too, or just so far the Coen Brothers together?
I've seen them all the solo ones. There was just a couple of.
Did you see the Jerry Lewis doc then that Ethan Coen made?
No, that I didn't see.
Yeah,
right,
that's the first.
that was one, right?
It's like kind of like not easy to find, so I don't blame you. I was just curious.
Yeah, no, but I have just I watched the Hudsucker Proxy immediately. I thought, written by, it's so Sam Raimi and Coen Brothers, and I thought, and that is, I added that to my top 50 of all time. I said, this is a movie like made for like Gene and me, like that is our taste.
Yeah.
Just if you watch it, it's like it is. I'm like, this is going to be one of Gene's favorite movies of all time. But anyway, so yeah, No Country for Old Men. I can't wait to see what you guys think about it. It is absolutely like
you just want to talk about it, I'm assuming.
Well, and I wanted to tackle a big movie. I was thinking about going back and doing movies that like we've already seen, but maybe revisit like some big names.
Sure.
I'm not going to spoil them because I still might. And
I do want to do that sometimes too. I get what you're saying.
Yeah, like it doesn't always need to be something we haven't seen, but like revisit like older things. Like I want to, that we've all seen. So yeah,
Dan's gonna have us watch Dark Knight in like a year. I swear to God.
I don't know if I'd be that obvious, but So
okay, Pulp Fiction. Sorry.
Nah.
You already did the superhero episode, Gene. You can't do 2 superhero episodes.
No, there's I don't even know if there's a superhero I'd have us watch. I mean, yeah, Spider-Man 2 is too obvious.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Oh yeah, actually yes. Can we? Actually, I would watch that.
It's really
I know,
bad.
but like I watched it as a kid. I have like weird memories of it. It's such a that's certainly a movie of all time. Yes.
Anyway, great pick, Dan. It's a huge Coen Brothers blind spot for me, so I am happy to go ahead and fill that hole. So yeah, no, and it's also supposedly like one of the best films of the 21st century. Also, it's on the same like New York Times list. It scored pretty highly. So and also very apropos because that's the movie that defeated Paul Thomas Anderson in his last like huge. When he was really close to winning. With like There Will Be Blood, like that's the movie that beat him. It kind of fits in as we're kind of maybe cross our fingers coming full circle with him seeing a potential win this year. So there you go.
There you go.
Javier Bardem and his infamous the hairstyle he has in that one.
Also, I am getting into Cormac McCarthy. I'm trying to read more of his stuff, and this is an
adaptation. Ooh, what are you reading? What are you reading?
Very slowly in piecemeal fashion. I am working my way through Blood Meridian.
Ooh, okay. I know. You told me about that.
I'm sure you saw. I read Jurassic Park. I haven't had a chance to pick up The Lost World, but I think I told you.
Brighton, dude.
No, I know. I'm just saying about books. I was thinking of picking something like that. But I picked up. I think I told you I fell in love with Kiddos of the Flower Moon, so I picked up another David Grann book. He did I don't know if you've read any David Grann.
My parents actually gave me Killers of the Flower Moon for Christmas this year. Actually,
it's very good. Read it. He did another book where it's like kind of just like he thoroughly investigated like 12 different mysteries. I started reading it while I was at the DMV the other day, and I'm like immediately was hooked into it. I haven't had time, but I feel like you'd like that one too. Once you read that, you should check out more of his work. I think it's right. He's incredibly well researched.
Also, Dan, if you're trying to like read more things, you would like
Dan read more books. I have a ton of books. I will loan things.
It's very like in keeping with your taste, Dan, with the things that you've like told me about that you like. So
Cormac McCarthy was the ones that I wanted to get to. But yeah, I need to make more time for reading. But no, the first thing I'm going to do is Blood Meridian and then No Country. So yeah. Can't wait.
Cool.
All right.
Fun pick, Dan.
Where can the people find you, Gene?
Letterboxd. Am I J3N865 on there? Right. I think that's what I am.
Yep.
Yeah, there. Do that. Letterboxd. I'm on Twitter, but no, we shouldn't be on Twitter. It's awful. And fuck ICE as always. That's what I have to say.
Right.
Remington, where can the people find you?
I am at Angrier Every Day on Twitter because, aren't we all? And I am also at rspore on Letterboxd, where, you can see me say witty things like Avatar Fire and Ash, more like Avatar Mid and Trash, and have that be my highest rated Letterboxd review. So if you like that and you also like seeing someone crash out on the daily about politics and the state of the film industry, there you go. I'm your guy.
All right.
Call it bold and brash. More like belongs in the trash.
I know. I thought the same thing, Gene. And I am Dan Ivy on Letterboxd and YouTube. Subscribe and follow and all that bullshit. All right. We will see you next time, folks. Remington, play us out.
In the immortal words of Eric Andre, see everything that we do. Bye.
Bye.